Hello and welcome back to Shakesyear. We are working on Double Falsehood, and we get to hear from Henriquez today in Act 2, Scene 3. Now, trigger warning, violence against women. Henriquez is the one who raped Violante because she didn't want to be with him, but he wanted to be with her. But then as soon as it was over, he decided that he doesn't even love her anymore. He wants to be with Leonora instead, who incidentally his friend Julio is in love with, but Leonora was a little lukewarm about being with Julio until Julio was sent off to court to exchange money for a horse or get money to buy a horse or some such thing along those lines with the Duke. And the Duke is excited to have Julio come into court because then he can hopefully get some information about what Henriquez is doing the whole time that Henriquez has been away. So Henriquez is the Duke's son and the rapist. And Henriquez was sort of beating himself up about this whole thing, in part because he raped somebody, and in part because he was trying to steal his friend's girlfriend, essentially, on the other side. But he eventually came to the conclusion that this is something that he has to do because he loves her so much. And he was driving himself a little bit nuts with it, to the point where other people were like, he's going to drive himself a little bit nuts. And in fairness, Violante has also not been dealing with the rape very well because she was raped. That's not the sort of thing that you're supposed to deal with very well. And she internalized it, and she feels shame everywhere that she looks, like everybody can see what she did, and that it doesn't matter that she didn't want to, or that she protested. They're just going to see it all over her that she has now had sex, so she's not a good person to be around. So she has just gone off, I guess, wandering to find something, a place to belong, a place to be, a solace, peace, calm, whatever. She's just off wandering. So Act 2, Scene 3 is about a week after that, and Henriquez comes in by himself and kicks off the scene by saying, where were the eyes, the voice, the various charms, each beauteous particle, each nameless grace, parents of glowing love? All these in her, it seems, were not, but a disease in me that fancied graces in her. Who ne'er beheld more than a hawthorn shall have cause to say, the cedar's a tall tree, and scorn the shade the loved bush once had lent him. Soft. And then honor begins to sicken in this black reflection. How can it be that with my honor safe, I should pursue Leonora for my wife? That were accumulating injuries, to Violante first, and now to Julio, to her, a perjured wretch, to him, perfidious, and to myself, in strongest terms, accused of murdering honor willfully, without which my dog's the creature of the nobler kind. But pleasure is too strong for reason's curb, and conscience sinks, o'erpowered with beauty's sweets. Come, Leonora, authoress of my crime, appear and vindicate thy empire here. Aid me to drive this lingering honor hence, and I am wholly thine. So he's still beating himself up a little bit about what it is that he did, but he's more looking at it from the perspective now of, like, what did I ever even see in Violante? There's nothing special about her. The only thing that I liked about her was that I had never seen anything better. But once I saw Leonora, then whoa, but my honor is a little bit tainted, and the fact that I violated her and I'm violating my trust with my friend, and that makes me dishonorable, which means I'm violating myself. He's like, I could, all of this stuff, but he finally decides that Leonora is so beautiful and so wonderful that he has to go for it anyway, and honor will do what it will do. He needs to be with her. And at that moment, Don Bernard, who is Leonora's father, and Leonora come in, and they're like, what, are you standing out here waiting to be welcomed? Come on in, you're welcomed. And Henriquez says hello, and oh my goodness, you're so beautiful. And what's happening is he has asked Don Bernard if he can marry Leonora, and Don Bernard has basically said, yeah, I want her to marry you, because Don Bernard likes Henriquez better than he likes Julio, because Henriquez is the son of a duke and Julio is not. So Don Bernard would rather that his daughter marry the son of a duke because that's better for her position and all of that. So he's like, yeah, this is going to be great. And meanwhile, Leonora's standing over there and she's like, Dad, please don't make me do this. Please don't make me do this. Please don't make me have to disobey you. And he's like, what are you talking about, disobey me? And she's like, but, like 2 weeks ago, I would have been fine being with Henriquez, but now I've pledged myself to Julio, and you know that I did. And Don Bernard is like, what? You can take that oath back. Like, that one isn't worth anything. He up and went off to court without you. And Henriquez is like, he doesn't love you as much as I do. His is a passing fancy, and mine is true, deep love, because we've all seen exactly how fickle Henriquez can be. He's like, mine is true, deep love. And of course, or perhaps thankfully, Leonora is going to have something to say in response to that in the form of a monologue, which we will get to hear tomorrow. I will see you then. Mwah.